So let's start with a simple animation that will explain the high-level functionality of k8gb. Imagine we have a Kubernetes cluster with a web application deployed in it. It consists of two pods and users who can communicate with the application using HTTP protocol. Now, if an accident happens and the application goes down and Kate is not able to recover the application, it negatively impacts the user experience because the application is no longer reachable. Let's see how k8gb can help here. k8gb operator makes only sense in multi-cluster environments, so let's spin up a new cluster. Using Helm chart, install the k8gb operator in it, and last but not least, configure the k8gb to use the HDNS server. In our example, it's going to be using Route 53, which is the default DNS solution for AWS. In our example, we configure the HDNS server to work as a recursive DNS server and delegates all the requests for our domain, example.com, to one of our internal core DNS servers. This is internally done by introducing so-called glue record. The role of k8gb controller here is to update the A records for our internal core DNS servers in accordance with the load balancing strategy. For the sake of simplicity, let's pretend the k8gb can make those DNS updates directly on the HDNS level. Note the TTL is set to relatively short value, in our case it's 30 seconds. Now let's take a look how the failover strategy works. As before, our user communicates with the web application. First, they ask Route 53 to resolve app.example.com, and for the next 30 seconds is going to be IP of a node from the cluster in Europe. Having the hostname resolved, they happily communicate with the application until the failure on EU cluster happens. Luckily, this time k8gb controller will save the day and change the DNS record to point to the healthy cluster in US. Tooks may not see the switch immediately because of the nature of TTL in DNS, but it will be switched eventually. Once the cluster in Europe is fixed, perhaps operations can add another node, the k8gb controllers know that the EU was set as a primary cluster and will redirect all the communication back to the cluster in EU.